In terms of the rights of conscience, I don't think any physician should be forced into performing a medical act that they do not believe in. In fact, doctors have a wide range of flexibility already in their practice. In theory, I could be out doing surgery according to my license, but I'm obviously choosing not to do that. So you don't even have to evoke conscience to have doctors refusing to participate in certain medical acts, including this. So if doctors, because of religious or other beliefs, don't want to participate, I think we should allow them not to have to be involved, but they should have to make an effective referral, because it's the rights of the patient, the autonomy of the patient, that takes the primary concern with these issues. I have grave concern, however, about discussions allowing institutions, health authorities, or hospitals to opt out based on a so-called objection of conscience, because if we allow health authorities to opt out, for example, it may be that the entire north of British Columbia would be without these services, or the entire province of Alberta or Prince Edward Island. And there is a history with this, in that abortion services are still not available on Prince Edward Island, and women have to go off island. So I think this is a national program. It should be available nationally. I do not believe that institutions that receive public funding, such as hospitals or palliative care facilities, should be able to opt out. If they are private, that is one thing, but public funding should allow the institution to provide this. And I know there is already battles forming up in BC between Catholic-based institutions and the medical staff. In Comox, I'm told by a medical colleague that at St. Joseph's Hospital, the medical staff have voted in favor of providing physician-assisted dying, but I suspect that the institution, the hospital, may not be in favor of that. So that's an issue that I would like to see addressed, to make sure that this is widely available to all members of the Canadian public.
Okay, so that leads me actually to my next question, which perhaps Professor Ells and Ms. Baxter and perhaps even Dr. Smith might respond to, and that has to do with the referral process itself and the transfer, which everybody's talked about. But I'd like to have some explanation about how you see that working. So, for example, when the British Columbia Civil Liberties Association were here yesterday, they said the solution they would propose is that physicians should have to notify some third-party body, whether it's the hospital or the health authority, of their refusal not to provide an effective referral, but simply notify with the permission of a patient that they do not want to carry out this service, and in that way there can be a transfer of care for the patient, which is what happens in Quebec right now. But how would that work? Is it left to the provinces? Is it the professional regulatory bodies that are going to make some kind of systematized approach to this? Is this something that should be in the federal framework? How do you see that happening? And maybe I could start with Dr. Baxter. Sorry, Dr. Smith. I'm sorry.
Well, if you look at how referrals are made now, it does not involve any formalized bodies in any of the provinces. Family doctors make referrals to surgeons, psychiatrists, and so on, and it's all pretty informal. So if you want a system put in place, there's nothing to build on currently. I suspect that what's going to happen is that there will be consumer groups spring up, and I know my organization is interested in helping doctors who are interested in this form organizations, so that it may become well known which doctors are going to be involved and which ones aren't, which is the model used for most abortion services in Canada currently. I would be reluctant to institutionalize a referral system, but on the other hand, we have to make sure that it's the patient's principles of autonomy and their needs that are put at the forefront, not what institutions and doctors may wish to do. So we need to have some public way of getting referrals from doctors who do not wish to participate, so that patients' care is continuous and that people don't get dropped, because this is a critical stage in their life. This is not the stage in your life when you want to be digging around trying to find a new family doctor. So there needs to be some thought given to how that's going to be operationalized, and I don't have a ready solution for you, I'm afraid, at this point.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, because that's exactly the reason for the question, is the point you just made, and that is that we need to think about the patient. It needs to be patient-centered. So we need to ensure access when a physician decides he can't do it.